So the newest installment of the Fast franchise is drawing closer, and with it we can't expect anything less than crazy action, lots of fireworks and explosions, and over-the-top extravaganza. Now I would be lying if I said I'm not even slightly excited for this, because I am, and I will likely be in the cinema on the first days when it comes out. But upon watching the trailer, there have been a few things that I couldn't help but notice, and couldn't stop thinking about, from the amped up action, to the overused CGI and green screen, and the characters that appeared in it. And I will talk about all of this in this video. So let's look at the main aspects that stood out in this trailer, so fasten your seatbelts. The first point I want to talk about here is the action scenes. I mentioned in my Fast 9 review that Fast 5 is my favorite part in this saga, simply because the action was more or less realistic, or at least watchable. But in the parts that came out later, the action was getting crazier, to the point that it got too ridiculous to fathom or to be taken seriously. And I don't need to say much about that, but I can give a few obvious examples.
Thing about street fights, the street always wins.
So in this new trailer we can also see some action sequences, which seemed exciting, as well as some over-the-top moments that would make you go bruh. And to be honest, I think because I already know that this is the path that the series has been going towards in terms of its hilariously ridiculous action, therefore I'm not bothered by it that much anymore, because I can simply switch my brain off and enjoy the ride with this one. Now to my next point regarding the characters and the repetitive scenarios of the Fast saga. Ever since the 5th part came out and new popular action actors joined the movies as villains initially, it has been the same old boring scenario in every part that came out, and it usually goes like this. A new relentless enemy who is supposed to be the family's biggest threat appears out of nowhere, and in a lot of times this enemy or villain was someone who had a grudge against Dom and his team because of something they did in the past, and the whole team or family is fighting that villain throughout the movie, until somewhere towards the end when they do something good for that villain and he eventually switches sides and starts fighting with them, and later on joins their team in the future parts. The Rock's character Hobbs appeared in Fast 5 and was hunting down Dom and his family until they saved him from an ambush, and he eventually became on their side, and he then joined them in the future sequels. Then Luke Evans's character fought them and lost in Fast 6, and Jason Statham's character Deckard Shaw appeared in Fast 7 to avenge his brother for what Dom and his family did to him in Fast 6. And after Dom made a deal with their mother, both of the brothers later on went to help Dom in Fate of the Furious. Then John Cena's character emerges as Dom's little brother in Fast 9, and he also had a grudge against Dom because Dom took everything from him, as he said, and was fighting Dom and his team until they saved him near the end of the movie, and he joined their side of the fight, and now he's also appearing with them in this trailer. And guess what? Now we have Jason Momoa, a new villain also with a grudge, and he's out for revenge because the Fast family took everything from him as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up saving him at some point and giving him a big family hug, and he ends up joining them too. It has become too obvious and absurdly predictable at this point. There is no originality to the stories, and that takes a lot from the entertainment of these films, because you can simply guess or even believe at this point what is going to happen in the end. My third point is the overuse of CGI and green screen. I think we can mostly notice this from Furious 7, when CGI became more popular and common in many movies in general. And in the latest Fast and Furious films, we saw a few scenes with green screens that don't even involve any action in them, like the final gathering in Fast 8, and now the first scene in this trailer. It gives me the impression that there is no effort or regard for practicality and realism anymore, as you can simply put a green screen anywhere and pretend it's an actual place, and they clearly look fake in most of them. Now to my last point, and I want to share a theory from something that Larry said in this trailer, even though I'm not usually a fan of theories about movies before they come out. But for this one, and at this point, I don't really care about the story or plot anymore. This is about when Larry said that someone might not come back from this.
One of us might not come back from this.
I think it is going to be Letty this time, whom the family is going to lose forever. Maybe because she's the one who said that, and in some movies I noticed that the person who gives the warning of life and death is the one who loses their life in the end. But I could be wrong, so let me know in the comments if you think that the Fast family is going to lose one of their members this time or not. And if so, who do you think it will be? And let me know your thoughts in general about this trailer. And are you excited to see this movie, or aren't that interested in it at this point? And until I see y'all in the next video, thank you very much for watching, have a splendid day, and peace out.